Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. Ikoria spoiler season has just started, and I have to say, I am super hyped up about this spoiler season. With everything that's going on in the world, I'm happy to have some cards to talk about, focus on. We're going to do all that goodness. We're going to go through all the different magical cards that are out there. But first, I wanted to touch on the Ikoria trailer, okay? And this is a good and bad scenario. This isn't a across the board it's terrible or across the board it's amazing. To make sure you have the necessary context, I recommend you go and watch the trailer over on Wizards of the Coast's YouTube channel. So it's the official Magic the Gathering channel. Go watch the Ikoria Lair Behemoths official trailer if you want to have proper context, because I'm not going to be showing the trailer in my video. It uses copyrighted music. Plus, there's also the chance that Wizards of the Coast could come along and decide, you know what? We're going to give your channel a strike. When you're not one, like, I'm not one of the chosen golden boys of Magic where it's like I'm beloved by Wizards and can kind of do whatever I want. So for me, it's better to not have the trailer in this video. So go and check it out so you have context. I'll wait. All right. 3, 2, 1. I've waited long enough. So the trailer, like I said, it's good and bad. Let's break it down. What's going on in the trailer? Well, the scene that they're setting for us when it first starts is a bleak one. You can see these gigantic beasts. Remember, Ikoria is the lair of behemoths. This is where gigantic beasts come from. And I found myself somewhat confused by the trailer in multiple locations. So the scene that they set, you've got these black stormy skies. You've got gigantic beasts that are clearly just laying waste to stuff. They're smashing down buildings. There's these gigantic green crystals, and I believe even one of those crystals is getting smashed. But there are these huge green crystals around with these gigantic rampaging beasts. It's important to note, multiple of these rampaging beasts, and these things are just gargantuan. Just these massive, way bigger than the civilizations of men, which actually made me think, like, wait, if these people live in a world where there's all these behemoths, why are they living in like regular style castles and things? Like, it feels like it's set in like Lord of the Rings style castle areas. That's kind of the vibe I get from it. But your brain goes, why would people who live in a world where you have all these gigantic beasts not have fortifications that are scaled to the size of these beasts to protect them? Like, that just seems illogical. But put it to the side, right? So you've got all these green crystals spread around. Now there's some significance. We don't know exactly what the significance of these are, but all the crystals you can see in the beginning of the video, they're green wherever they are. They're kind of jutting up out of the earth. And also there are human soldiers depicted that have green gemstones on one shoulder of their armor. So the trailer starts out with this desolate setup, and these men are running forwards with their blades, right? And then smashing through this wall comes this big demonic hellion. It is most likely what we actually saw depicted in that piece of artwork that was released earlier that made people think, oh, hey, are slivers coming back? And I said, no, that's going to be a hellion. And so that's the creature we're dealing with. It's got all these like bulgy, bulbous red eyes, very insectile feel to it, massive claws. It's just a huge beast, and it comes smashing through the wall, and it breaks the resolve of these men, right? Like the men who are standing there, this hellion comes forwards, and they, like, you can see the men just kind of take a step back. One of them drops a blade from nerveless fingers, realizing the immensity of the threat that they're facing. One of them drops their sword, and as a group, they all turn and run off into this dust cloud. And through the same dust cloud comes striding confidently Vivian. And you're like, okay, well, you know, Vivian's a main character from the set. What's going to happen? And that's when things kind of take a curveball, when the musical score is added in. That's honestly, this is one of the biggest fails of the trailer. It's who is it? Joan Jett or something like that. And it's like, I don't give a damn about my reputation. And it's like, wait, what? Like, it's so jarring because up until this point, like, you feel that they should have sad, like, Lord of the Rings music where it's mankind is in a desperate hour. Like, this is just one Hellion that scared off all the defenders of man. And there's a bunch of these things running around smashing stuff up. And it's just like Vivian comes out like, it's playtime or whatever. I don't give a damn about my reputation. And it's like, what? Wait, what about her reputation? Like, I get they were trying to go for like a playful, like, oh, these men can't handle it, but Vivian the Planeswalker's totally here to lay it down. And honestly, I'll admit, before the music kicked in, I was like, all right, this is cool. You got these guys charging off and she's here to solve the problem. Like, I'll take down this beast. The music kicks in and your brain just goes, no, come on. And then she whistles, which I like, and a gigantic, like, saber-tooth manticore. It's like a mutated saber-tooth that's a manticore comes flying in, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. So this manticore starts attacking the Hellion, right? It's like, it's weird because the saber-tooth bites into the Hellion a number of times, and each time it shows a little bit of like ichor or insectile fluid, whatever it is, come out of the Hellion. But then it doesn't look like there's any damage done to the beast at all. But it's not done in a way where it's like, it's just regenerating from its wounds. It's like they didn't bother to show the wounds afterwards, which kind of removes some of the impact. So this Sabertooth isn't doing that well against the Hellion. So what does Vivian do? She fires an arrow from her spirit bow that turns into a spiritual, like, spectral version of this. Like, it has to be something from the same species. If I'm not mistaken, the arc bow traps the souls and can create spirit copies of animals in there, but doesn't trap the souls in like an evil black mage way, more of a preservative nature mage kind of way. But either way, she summons up another one, spectral, of these like crazy manticore sabertooths, and you've got the real sabertooth and the spectral sabertooth kind of fighting with it. While the confusing part is Vivian just stands back. It's like, okay, you summoned up this, it's not doing enough. Now you fired one arrow and summoned up another one, and now you're just sitting here. Like, she could have been riddling it with arrows, but she doesn't bother. It's just like, okay, that's not the way that it's gonna go. So then it basically bats away the living one. It gets rid of the spectral one. She runs a little, like, leaps down, and all the while in the back, I don't give a damn, it's going, and it's just like, oh, please. Like, I watched the trailer without music. It's actually better that way. You can enjoy it more for what it is without the music. So she runs back, leaps down, fires another of the exact same beast that wasn't sufficient to do the job when it was it and the living one, and it just gets smashed out right away. And then the Hellion gets real close to Vivian, like, this is the moment where Vivian's really in trouble. And it goes, brah, and it opens up its mouth and everything in this big, and then all of a sudden, and this is the most confusing part of the trailer for me, the living manticore is now on its back, and it drives something through the head of the Hellion, I guess? Because you see the Hellion's mouth open, and then you see something sticking out that looks like a weird, translucent, like slimy tongue. I thought it was the Hellion's tongue. But then the Hellion just collapses, and the manticore leaps off the back. And no matter how many times I watched the trailer, I must have watched it 5 times. No matter how many times I watched it, I couldn't figure out what happened there. I'm like, okay, this cat has destroyed this thing somehow. Okay, I guess whatever, we're moving on. And at that point, the music cuts out, and one of the gigantic green crystals that is nearby, it starts to get infused with this angry red energy, presumably some kind of red man or something. But either way, it turns from green to red. And as this is happening, it's sending out some sort of energy, because you can actually see Vivian kind of buckle down on her hands and knee, like where she's just like trying to steady herself. And at the same time, you see the energy like infusing into this Hellion as its red hood like expands and flares out with this energy. And it goes, like it just beefs up large, and then it leans and it's like, and it looks really, really cool and intimidating, right? And then Vivian gets another little smile on her face, and then kicks back in, right? So that comes back on, and then she does the whistle again, and they slam the Godzilla card on the screen, and the trailer just ends. And my brain's like, wait, what? What's going on? Like, I go, why is she whistling when she whistled for that manticore, right? Like, why is she whistling for the beast that's standing right beside her? Because when the Hellion resurrects, her saber-toothed manticore is right beside her. So why is she whistling to summon it? It took me multiple watches and listening to the trailer to figure out, oh, she whistled and now she's summoned Godzilla. Oh, Vivian whistled for Godzilla to come over and help. That's what's going on. It's Godzilla. That's stupid. That's dumb. That's really dumb. Like, you can do a playful sort of thing, like you did with the Throne of Eldraine. Right? The Throne of Eldraine teaser video had like Garruk versus the Ginger People, and that was fun, right? And it fit into the world of Throne of Eldraine because we were told Throne of Eldraine is going to be based on fairy tales, myths, that sort of thing. Makes perfect sense. All we were told about Ikoria is that there are big monsters. But Godzilla is a beast that exists on Earth and is like a radioactive monster. How is he on Ikoria? Like, they literally have the shadow come in and the Godzilla roar. And I guess if you're a Godzilla fan, you're like, oh my God, Godzilla. But it just stuck out and seemed really, really stupid to me. So overall, the trailer was a letdown. It had cool moments, but it left me feeling let down. And you can see in the like thumbs up to thumbs down area when you like, I went and looked at the War of the Spark one to try and get a gauge because the War of the Spark trailer went over amazingly. People loved it. Only about 1% to 2% of people who watched that didn't like it. But based on the numbers that it's showing for the Ikoria trailer, like 20% of the people who watch it don't like it. I mean, that's still a great approval rating. Don't get me wrong. 80%, that's a passing grade for sure. But the music, honestly, the music and Godzilla were the two. If you yanked out that music and put in something that seemed more appropriate, Vivian's not a bad person. Like, I could see them saying more like, I don't care about my reputation when it'd be someone like Liliana. Like, if they wanted to go for a playful vibe, like Vivian's having fun hunting these big monsters, great, go for it. Bring that fun. Show me what looks like an older, uglier Halle Berry. It looks like they took Halle Berry and were like, let's just Ugmo her a little. Like, that's the way that Vivian looked. But that's a very obviously, like, just very superficial detail. I don't know why it popped into my head right now, but when I first thought, I'm like, she kind of looks like they were trying to make a slightly less attractive Halle Berry. Not a bad starting point. But either way, if you wanted to show her having fun, running around, being a scamp, there are better song choices. The song choice really, really, like, killed it for me. And then Godzilla at the end, I just found that upsetting. I was like, oh, really? This is stupid. I know you've got your cool Godzilla collector's ID, and I know Godzilla people are probably like, woo, Godzilla, yeah, boy, woo, oh, Godzilla. But for me, it's just like, Vivian's, now she's summoning Godzilla. If she has Godzilla at her beck and call, why is she waiting? Why is she running around going, I don't give a bang, 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 when, like, that doesn't even look like the biggest beast that was there. Remember what I said at the beginning. There are multiple of these huge beasts that are decimating the lands of man. And Vivian's over there, whistle, whistle. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. Take this seriously. The whole setting from the beginning is supposed to be, this is serious. People are dying, Vivian. What are you doing? All right? So that's my take on the trailer. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, because I know that this is going to be a very individualistic style situation where it's going to be like, do you like Godzilla? How do you feel about this? Did you find the song jarring? It's going to be a personal taste sort of thing. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Big shout out to my patrons and channel members. Thank you very much for supporting my channel. I appreciate it a lot. And I'm going to get on out of here. We'll have some spoiler videos coming. We're going to talk about the cards that are in the set. Super exciting. So stick around. If you're not subscribed, you're probably going to want to do that so everybody knows you're one of the cool kids. Thanks for coming by, everybody. I will see you all later.